What it do, snackers, snackettes, and snack X's? It's your boy Gage. He says jokes. Hey, jokes.
Yeah.
Let me change my name. Go to Snacks Weekly. We get together once a week and we talk about things that are happening in pop culture. And today I'm joined by Sin and Jokes.
Yes, sir.
Boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Hey, Jokes.
Yo.
Sony signed that deal, bro.
After all that,
Well, we gonna make y'all wait till the end of the show to talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that just yet. Are you able to see the chat, Jokes? You know how it goes. Can you see it? Of course.
Right
not,
now it
dog.
says so. I need to wait to see if someone. Nope, I can't
What up,
see
Doc?
it. 'Cause in
I
there.
got it. What up, Doc? What up, Heather?
What up, Heather?
Yo,
What up, Zayna?
yo.
Hey.
How is everyone? Jokes, you have a job to do, so
Yep.
go on your little
Doing
roundabout
it.
way and do it. What's
Yep.
up, Candace?
What up, Candace?
Sam, while he's doing that, you have a job to do.
Yeah, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortz, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, Alex Lee, and Ellis Mbe. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
These are facts. We absolutely appreciate you and thank you very much. We just before this episode shot Snacking and Hanging, which is we do once a month, which is kind of like us just kind of prepping for the show, talking about things throughout the day, kind of some of the stuff that's going on. That's a Patreon exclusive. If you ever want to see that, Patreon is a way to do that, right, Sin?
Absolutely.
Yep. Sin, do we have a question of the month for this month?
It's
Patreon
up, but
yet?
not yet. Let me go check. I haven't checked in the last 48 hours, so let me just check.
You know,
Let me see.
we do answer a question monthly in Patreon as well.
Mhm.
Sometimes that's one of the best places to get let me say the more raw, uncut answers to the things y'all might be looking for answers for. We do our best to keep it as PG as possible here, especially because the YouTube algorithm does not like bad words and
What'd you say? What'd you see? Nope.
Yeah.
Yank.
No
Ain't that-
no topic as of yet.
Okay, that's cool. We'll make one up if we have to. So look, we got a few things we're gonna talk about this evening. I'm gonna, kind of bounce back and forth between trying to stay in the chat and making sure that we're on topic as best we can be. Things have been a little tricky when we get in here recently. We're still working some of that out, kinks and technology and so forth. But I don't know, we do what we do.
It works. It's like it's gonna, but it works.
We make it work.
Yeah.
So first thing I really want to talk about, what you guys is this SAG-AFTRA strike. Are either you familiar with this happening? What's going on with it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's
At all?
everywhere.
You are Jokes.
Yeah.
What you say, Sam?
See, it's everywhere. You can't avoid it.
It is. Jokes.
Mhm.
What do you know about it? What's the word on it?
To make it as simple, so writers, obviously, probably some of your favorite shows and movies and all that good stuff that's out there, we're going on strike to try to get paid in a line as a start. I will say that's one of the main key things, but also AI, of course, coming into focus now, and a lot of these big house production companies want to use AI to kind of trim down some of the fat when it comes time for spending money. So I'll give you a good example. They want to pay the likes of someone going in to be an extra a day's worth of pay, but then signed to use their likeness essentially for the rest of time. So they'll always have your likeness. And in doing so, you're not necessarily going to have to hire people because you're going to have AI driven characters that you can now throw into your movies, television productions, whatever it may be. And of course, by all means, and I agree with all the writers and everyone that's going against it, that's kind of cruddy.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's not just the writers. The big thing that happened this past week was that the Writers Guild had already gone on strike. They've been on strike since like May.
But now
the Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA, has joined the writers more than in solidarity. Like I think for a lot of people, they think it's just kind of one of those things where it's happening in solidarity. Obviously, actors can't work if there's nobody writing stuff for them to act. But the the production houses are on a completely different page, it seems like, to than where they are in terms of getting paid. And a lot of it has to specifically do with residuals and how their residuals are being affected by streaming and streaming services. So, a lot of actors and actresses and writers are showing, like, when I wrote this show, my first residual check from this show was like $12,000. And my first check after it started streaming on Netflix is like $12. And so the issue is that there is no longer a living wage that is included in residuals. And so the getting paid one time or upfront to do the job isn't working, because it's not just that they're not getting the living wage, because that's definitely part of it. But of course, the execs and so forth are still making millions of dollars. Right? They're still getting paid tons of money to make those deals, to do those deals, and they're not, forwarding the wealth to the people whose actual work
is making them that money. Yeah.
We're not just talking about the famous actors and actresses you might know, writers you tend to not know, but we're also talking about all the production people. The editors, the people who are running sound, the people who, like, all of the rest of those people that make those things come together for you. Streaming has had a very heavy-handed effect on the way that they get paid. And them not being able to continue to do what they do and get paid for it. So there's a couple of things. One, because they're so far apart. Like, one of the things that they were asking for, if you look at the if you look at the paperwork and what they've put out, like, one of the things that they're asking for is that there be stiffer penalties if they're not given their lunch break.
I saw that one today.
Lunch break, and they was like, "Nah, rejected."
Yep.
Hey, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? And, like, just stuff like that. Like,
that was ridiculous.
It's way more than just like, oh, you're not paying us and residuals and AI. It's so much more than that. So now I can't think of his name. What's the name's the actor that played Coulson?
Clark Gregg. Yeah.
He actually put a post up saying, look, when you do this stuff, let's just say it's a genre movie, and let's just say it's a superhero movie. He was like, you sit down and they do all these scans of your body, of your face. They have your likeness. They have all this stuff. And it's like, now they basically want to be able to use that whenever they want. Wherever they want, however they want, right? They want to have a right to your likeness, to your work, to what you look like. And, that's one of the things that they're fighting against. I'll be honest. I don't see an end coming for this anytime soon. From the stuff that I've been reading, they're saying, like, we're talking beyond August, possibly into
months,
October, further.
No,
before they come to a resolution.
Yeah, I feel this. I feel like it's going to go far, just because just hearing what some of, like, the execs and those higher up people really feel about how this is going. It clearly is like there's not a budge. Like, there's not, listen, let's do a little give and a little take here. But clearly there's none of that. It's just like, nah, we want your likeness so we can use it whenever we want to.
Yeah.
Oh, you wrote this Oscar-winning performance here? No, we don't really need to give you anything extra. We don't need no residuals. It's not because of you that you wrote this great story that we can now make a second one and make even more money off of it.
Yeah, they're gonna try to starve them out, essentially. You know, but they're
And
gonna
that
try
was
to hold out as long as
They
possible.
actually said that.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
They actually said that.
Yeah,
that was disgusting.
yeah, they're saying trifling, you know, stuff. They're gonna wait as long as possible, try to, you know, get everybody down to their last dollar, last penny, so they can cross the picket lines or whatever to come back over. That's what they're gonna try to hold out for. But I don't see them breaking. Like I think they're gonna push it as far as they can, and it's gonna take a few months.
Yeah, they said they're gonna try to hold out.
Yeah.
Basically, their plan, the exec's plan, is to hold out until people start losing their apartments and start losing their houses.
That when I heard
that is disgusting.
That is grade A. Just you don't deserve to have that position. If that's how you truly feel about the people that are lining your pockets, it's like
hasn't started hitting their pockets yet. Once it starts really tapping in their pockets where nothing new is coming out, they're gonna start feeling some pressure.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, I think we'll see it, and we're gonna talk a little bit about it. I mean, look, I think that what's gonna happen is we're gonna see a boost in other places. Like I think gaming is getting ready to get another boost, like it's 2020 again. Because people who are looking for entertainment aren't gonna have anywhere else to go. I mean, look, there's stuff that's in the pipeline, right? So we may not truly see the effects of it.
Till next year.
For another year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When that drop really starts to hit, listen, that kind of behavior is why they're in those positions, executives. I mean,
no, that's
it
valid.
may be what got them there. You know what I mean? It may be exactly what got them there. I do think that it's still fair to make sure that you compensate the people who put you in a position to be able to do well.
Like just asking for a fair living wage does not sound like it's not crazy. Like, bro, let us be able to go pay for some food, pay our rent, and you know, we're not asking for much.
Everything's going around.
I mean,
around everything.
I know that's part of it. That's not everything, but that's part of it. Like,
but just like those small things, like you said, like taking lunch breaks. Like, come on, we're working and we can't even get a 30-minute time to just sit down and eat some food, drink some water, like.
Trash for sure.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I just at this point, it's you know, when there are millions and millions of dollars being made, you know what I mean? Like I'm not a person who will sit here and tell you that somebody who's sitting at the top who makes the decisions doesn't deserve to be there or hasn't earned the paycheck that they're supposed to get. Right? I won't do that. But when that kind of money is coming in and when there are like bonuses that are getting paid and stuff like that, and you know, and you're not paying people for the work, you know, that they have. I mean, look, contractually, if you're in there and you signed a contract and that contract doesn't protect you, right, against something you couldn't see coming, like streaming services, right?
Right.
Now it's time to renegotiate. The issue is that they haven't renegotiated a lot of this stuff since like the last time they were on strike was in like 1980, right? So a lot of this stuff hasn't been renegotiated since like 81, right? And the writers have been on strike, but the actors had not, been on strike. And so I think really, I mean, look, it's there's no two ways about it. It's going to come to a head, but a lot of the same people who are in the guild, regardless of where they write, they do also write for video games. Right, and they do also act in video games. They're pushing for things for voice actors. That's what video games is, and under a lot of circumstances. So, they do have a link. You can go. It's entertainmentcommunity.org, where people can go and they can donate so that they can distribute that money so people can keep paying their bills and keep doing whatever while they stay on strike. We'll see what happens, but I think that industry wide, we're gonna, like we talked about it before, especially when the writers first went on strike. It was like, look, you're gonna start seeing streaming services start doing some wild stuff to try to pull stuff in because they're not gonna have anything new. Perv says, do hope that they end up coming to some type of solution with that situation, but it's a perfect time to get some anime. And you're right. I mean, look, it's a perfect time to go back and follow up on
Rewatch
anything
and
that you have
anything.
sitting
Oh yeah.
in that pile, right? That pile of shame, whatever you haven't played, whatever you haven't watched or seen. At the same time, I think what the other thing you're going to see is, unfortunately, I think what's going to happen is your Netflixes, your Amazon Primes, and so forth. What they're going to do is they're going to go overseas and they're going to start pulling shows from overseas, because on the other side, like if the British Actors Guild, they are not allowed to strike in solidarity with Hollywood. They're not allowed to do it. So they have to keep working. They have to continue to put stuff out. So because that's the case, what you're going to start to see is you're going to start to see a lot of the content that we're getting. And again, it's not like they haven't been pushing. Like if you look at Netflix, they've been pushing stuff from like the Korean community.
Oh yeah, the K-drama, yeah.
They've been pushing, right? But now you're going to start to really see that side of it come over, because you have some people who live in LA, who work in Hollywood, but are in the guild from where they're from, in London or in Britain or whatever, because that's where they live. That's where they're from. Even though they reside, they reside there. That's where they're from. Perp said K-drama was about to go crazy.
Yep.
I mean, listen, it's going to be, they're going to go and get content from somewhere. And they're going to do it from people who can work, that they're allowed to pay. And there's going to be
paying off for them, so they're gonna dive into that a lot more heavy. I'm with you. They'll reach into the BCC or whatever and grab some of that, and grab that content. Yeah, they definitely will. Anime, they'll ramp up. Trying to pull some anime stuff over. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that we have on TV here is stuff that are American versions of shows that came from over there. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Masked Singer. It's a Korean show. It's brought over to the U.S. Right.
They'll bring all the original versions of all these shows that we spun off over here,
and everybody will go right to them and watch them.
That big British Bake Off about to start popping again, bro. I'm just saying, like that's what it'll be, and it's gonna have an effect on everything. Which kind of sort of brings me.
I'll say wrestling even might see an uptake.
What's that?
I'll say wrestling even might see an uptake. No,
I don't know how they do their writing, bro.
I don't think
it's definitely possible.
Their writing, I don't think, has anything to do with that. That's all in-house stuff.
And that's just stories you get every week that progresses. Like, who knows?
Let's keep it a buck. Who are your highest paid actors? John Cena and The Rock, and they not gonna be able to do no acting. So they about to come right back to wrestling.
And The Rock gonna be like, "Hey, remember that bloodline thing that you guys tried to get me to do a little while ago?
I think it's about time I get in on that.
I think I got some free time on my hands."
You know what I mean? Like,
hey, guess what? My schedule just opened up.
Something gotta pop.
I give you a few months.
Perp said, I don't like how people are dragging certain content creators and making them out to look like scabs, but a lot of them are just fulfilling the contracts they already doing.
Yeah, you talking about Straw Hat.
There's all that kind of stuff, man, is like, it's tricky, right? I will say this. There's a SAG-AFTRA has a website that you can go to where they specifically call out what kind of work is okay and what's not. What stuff you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do.
Right.
Technically, if you are a member of SAG-AFTRA or the Writers Guild, even if you have a contract, those contracts don't generally keep you from being able to strike if the guild goes on a strike. You don't have to fulfill that contract. So it just depends on, what that is. Now, what they're trying to keep people from doing are having people who are not members of the guild cross the picket line to do that work, because that's what they'll try to do. And that's the thing that they don't want. They don't want people who are not members to do that. That is scabbing, technically. So
trying to get a quick come up while this is happening. Yeah.
Which is not, I mean, again, like, I get it, but that quick come up is going to hurt you in the long run.
Yep.
Because your deal's going to be terrible. Your contract is going to be terrible.
And when all this is said and done and everybody come back to work, you're going to be shunned by the industry at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Look, on that note, we might as well just hit it now. Jokes, you excited about this Peacock price hike?
Now I ain't gonna lie, it's only a couple bucks. So for me, obviously the main reason why I got Peacock obviously is for watching WWE. So the original cost of WWE was $9.99 a month. So going to just the standard Peacock that was like $4.99, I was like, oh, this is a steal. So now it's like a $2 price jump on it. So I'm still not spending as much as I did before. I don't have premium.
Well, it's only $1.
Mm-hmm. It's $1 for the lower tier, and then I think it's $2 for premium, if I'm not mistaken. One of
correct.
them, yeah,
that would make it $11.99.
Mm-hmm.
So it's $11.99 a month for the premium tier. It's $6 a month for the base tier, which has ads. The premium tier doesn't have ads. So if you don't mind ads, $6 a month. That's still cheaper than almost everybody else. I'm just going, you know what I mean?
$6 a month. I'm this close to pulling the trigger on Peacock.
No, you're not. Shut up.
No.
Why?
No, you're not.
Because when you're not available, I need a way to watch wrestling.
Don't jokes. Don't jokes. Don't jokes. Don't. Just don't. Just leave it alone, dog. You're not. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just leave it alone, dog. If you want to pay for it, let them pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna send a picture to our group in a second, and you'll understand exactly why.
Man said price hike. Who paying for that? Apple TV Plus still the cheap. I mean, Apple TV Plus is
buy a new device. You got it.
Apple TV Plus cheaper than $6 a month. It's $5 a month, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, if you get a new device, it don't matter. They give you that junk for like.
I was gonna say they give it to you anyway. Also, their content is never mind. But like, here's the thing. This is everybody has gone up, and everybody's gonna keep going up. Now, what I will say about Peacock is that they do at least give you the option to do an annual plan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like $120 for the full year if you want the premium, and it's like $60 for the full year if you're doing the, you know, the regular. They still not getting me. They don't have anything I want. It has nothing I want at all. So I'm good. I pay for everything else, so I don't need it. But you know, I kind of want to see what the travesty that Twisted Metal is going to be.
Right.
I haven't even watched the new trailer yet, but
I haven't either, and I'm not going.
I'm good.
I'm looking forward to the train wreck. I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe not.
That's what I'm saying.
But see, train wreck in a good way, train wreck in a bad way. Because I mean, it's Twisted Metal, so if you see a train wreck probably in Twisted Metal, that's probably going to be a good thing.
Look, as long as it's bad enough to where I can make fun of it, I will be perfectly fine. Or the opposite, it turns out to be good, I'll be perfectly fine as well. It's Twisted Metal, like it's Twisted Metal. Though. It's gonna be.
I just want to see Samoa Joe just body somebody, and I think I'll be good.
You want to see Samoa Joe do the thong song again, buddy?
I'm sorry, that was the left field. And then when they put up their advertisement for that, they picked the worst possible image to use of that when you.
Hey, bro, listen. I can't. I don't condone there being a Twisted Metal TV show anyway. I don't condone it. I'm not there for this. There's so much other stuff they could have done. Anything. They could have done almost anything else, bro. Why Twisted Metal, bro?
It was a property they were just able to get their hands on real easy. And
what do you mean, dog? Like Sony, like it's, I don't know. Nonetheless,
I need to see that trailer now. I need to see it. I need more questions answered. I have to watch it.
I don't think that's going to do it for you. I think you'll watch the trailer and you're going to end up having more questions. I feel like you're just going to have to wait until it comes on and just at least watch the first episode.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch the trailer after this. I gotta see it. I just have to see it.
You can have it. I'm not. Look, I feel like this price hike. It's a little disingenuous to me for there to be a price hike I mean, look, I don't know what content they have that's already in the pipeline. Again, they gotta have something, but like with the strike going on, like they clearly can't do nothing new, at least not right now.
Mm-hmm.
But they need it because they burning money. Like it's just like,
and technically, like Peacock doesn't necessarily have original content. The majority of it is stuff from NBC, because like the Law and Orders and all that type of stuff, but they don't necessarily have anything that's like exclusive to Peacock per se.
except for WWE,
Yeah,
and Twisted Metal, and the Fresh Prince joint, right?
Fresh Prince, you know what?
Yeah,
that's Fresh Prince.
And
Right,
both
no
both seasons are out of that, and you can't do a third season now because of the strike. So,
well, rerun. I'll go back and watch the original Fresh Prince.
I mean, whatever. I feel like they do better and make more money just selling a license to Netflix, let Netflix stream it, but then those execs will get paid, and those actors will not, and we right back in that loop again.
Yep.
So it's it's just kind of where we are. Jokes, you play trumpet, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever learn how to play taps?
Actually, I had to play it once during ROTC. They did a special type presentation or something. They needed someone to play it, and of course, they came right to the band. And the section leader, of course, everybody was like, "Well, you know what? We got the perfect guy that would be able to do that for you."
Oh, they just threw you under the bus, huh?
Wow.
I mean, it's not a hard thing to learn. So as a trumpet player,
that's really not. It's really not. But you could play it again for Xbox Live, bro, because that thing going away, bro. Xbox Live is going away. It's going
out with the
away.
old and with the
It's
new.
a sad day. Perp said the only thing I'm looking forward to as far as original content for Peacock is that Camp Crystal Lake series.
is that still
I
happening?
don't want nothing to do with that. Since ain't anything moving, so I know he don't care nothing about that.
I like
Look,
Jason.
I didn't even know about it, but I knew what he meant by Crystal Lake. I was like, yeah, that's not happening.
Hey, dude, but it may not even be scary.
Hey, jokes, that's not happening, bro. Just it is what it is.
First episode.
Nah.
First
No.
episode.
No, no,
Trailer.
no. If I can avoid it, no. I don't sit out here watching those trailers on purpose. They catch me when I'm in the theater. Like, okay, now I'm in here.
Nowhere to go. All of these people. So let's talk about it, man. Xbox Live is going away. It's the end of an era.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox Live Gold and Silver, I guess.
Silver.
Yeah, is being replaced across the board by Game Pass. And we need to talk about this. We have to talk about this because it's going to be crazy. My man said A24 is working on the Camp Crystal Lake joint, which is how you know.
That's a hard no.
That joint's it's going to be incredible.
That's a hard no.
Definitely not doing that.
That's a hard pass.
Man, my man said, I thought Xbox Live been gone. No, sir.
Nah, you just been on that Game
No,
Pass,
sir.
so you ain't really realize it.
That ain't been gone at
all.
all.
People don't want to pay for Game Pass still, so they got to be online somehow.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about what we're looking at here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Game Pass now has core, console, PC, and Ultimate. So obviously, the new one technically is core.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of things. One, this to me explains why they did a price hike like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because now there's a slight differentiator. Core $9.99 a month, console $10.99 a month, PC $9.99 a month, and Ultimate $16.99 a month. Saying that doesn't seem too difficult, does it?
No, not at all.
They put out a video explaining it. If you already have Xbox Live Gold and that's all you have, you're going to automatically be moved into Game Pass Core.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You will no longer get the 2 free games.
I'm fine with that. They've been trashed for years.
I would say that's not really a big deal.
You're right. However, they are going to give you like 25 games to play. I forgot to grab the list, so we're just going to find and read the list real quick. Here's the deal. For current Xbox Live Gold members on September 14th, Xbox Live Gold members will automatically become Game Pass Core members with no change in pricing and have immediate access to a new library of over 25 high-quality games. They will get member deals and discounts, so that'll also be part of Game Pass Core. Games with Gold will come to an end on September 1st. Players can continue to access any Xbox One games they previously redeemed through Games with Gold if they remain a Game Pass Core or Game Pass Ultimate member. Regardless of subscription status, any Xbox 360 titles redeemed via Games with Gold in the past will be kept in a player's library. So that is the first thing we have to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was under the impression, even under the Xbox One era, that if you had Game Pass Gold and you were getting Game Pass Gold, if you had Xbox Live Gold and you were redeeming the games with Gold, that those games were yours to keep, regardless of whether or not you continued to be an Xbox Live member or not.
Yep.
I'm more certain. Yep. I'm pretty sure.
That's not what that says.
Nope. Seems like that has changed at some point throughout the years.
I mean,
or just now.
I knew that was a thing. I knew that's what PlayStation Plus has always been that way.
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus was always like that. I mean, and they were giving games first. Xbox was following that. But the big difference between the two was that the games you got with Games with Gold were yours to keep, regardless of whether or not you continue to stay a member or not. Where in order for you to access those games on PlayStation Plus, you had to continue to be a member of PlayStation Plus.
Yes.
Once you download those games. So you get the games for free, but they're contingent upon your membership. This is saying that Xbox 360 games you'll keep no matter what. But that Xbox One games that you have redeemed through Gold, you will only be able to access if you continue to be at least a core.
There can't be that many of them that came from Gold. It's usually a lot of older stuff that comes from Gold. I feel
they still gave away, I would say, a decent still amount.
Right, but you got to think about it. Games with Gold started happening during the 360.
Yeah.
Okay, and Xbox One came out 10 years ago this year. It was 2013.
Oh, man, just like, God.
Yeah.
So Games with Gold is like 15 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, yes, during the Xbox One era, there was a time when they were giving like 4 games away. And it would be like, I think it was 2 360 games and 2 Xbox One games, like that. It would be, you know what I mean? And like the 360 joints might be an arcade game or something like that, but they were doing like 2 and 2 for a while. Then they pared it down and were only giving 2 games. And I believe for the most part, those games were generally Xbox One titles.
Man, that's
for the most part.
Some of arcade. That was fly.
It was.
They need to bring that back.
So that's a little tricky to me, but it is what it is. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find the list of games that will be available. All right, so here's the list of games for the 25 titles. So here's what it says. With this evolution, we're saying farewell to Games with Gold. We wanted to use this opportunity to reimagine how to include content with this subscription. We found that the answer to the most compelling catalog was to leverage select titles from our Xbox Game Pass catalog. So our launch collection of more than 25 titles from Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda, and our content partners will offer something for everyone to play on their Xbox Series XS and One consoles. Today, we're confirming the following titles for launch, with more to be announced in advance of September 14th. New titles will be added 2 to 3 times a year. So, once every 6 months or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
So, here's what the titles are. Among Us, Descenders, Dishonored 2, Doom Eternal, Fable Anniversary, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, Grounded, Halo 5 Guardians, Halo Wars 2, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, Human Fall Flat, Inside, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Psychonauts 2, State of Decay 2, and the Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited, which I think is probably the most interesting thing.
That's a solid lineup.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice just to get in on a base tier. And some of those, like, if you're an Elder Scrolls person, shoot, you probably play that by itself and be tied over for a very long time.
Hey, you got 2 different Fallouts in there, and those are massive and gives you plenty of play time.
76. And
it's something for everybody that's in there.
Yeah.
Younger
as a Game Pass first come in clutch sometimes, and you right. Perk.
State of Decay, that's a good catch. Yeah. That's a solid.
I mean, look, there's some really good stuff in there.
That's a good start. That's a good starting point. Yeah. Somebody get a new console, you just give them the core thing to just get them set off. And that's pretty good right out the box.
Right. They give you core probably at this point when you buy a new console. Like that's where they'll end up probably going to. It's like, listen, you may get they may
especially
give
with the
you
holidays.
Core, some give you core for free, some give you ultimate like for a month or something like that. I'm sure they'll probably figure out how to work that into it somehow, but
you're probably right. Here's what I think needs some discussion, and this is what seems to have people hot online. So let me pop this back on screen. So again, core is $9.99 a month. Console is $10.99 a month. PC didn't change. PC is $9.99 a month. So core and PC are the same price. Okay. Now here's what I want to look at. Let's look at what's included in Game Pass Core, which again is replacing Xbox Live Gold. You have online console multiplayer, the catalog of 25 games, member deals and discounts, right? In Game Pass Console for $10.99, you get hundreds of high-quality games on console, new games on day one, member deals and discounts. For $1 more, you get all the games. You get the hundreds of games. But do you see what you don't get?
With the online multiplayer?
Online multiplayer.
Wait. That's
I'm just saying. So here's the thing. This is what I want you to remember. Game Pass never included online gaming.
Right.
You had to have Game Pass.
Gold. You had to have gold
and have gold.
Yeah.
In order to play online. So the console version of this Game Pass console does not include being able to play online. It's just like Game Pass was before for console. Nothing changed with that. So technically, you would have to have, just like you did with gold before, you had to have gold and Game Pass. You would need core and console.
Yep.
To be able to play online.
Or core ultimate, core.
You just go straight to ultimate at that point.
Or you go straight to ultimate.
Yeah, straight to ultimate.
Which is what we all did. Yeah. We all went to ultimate because it was like, well, once they combined Game Pass and they combined gold, it was like, might as well just do ultimate.
Yeah. And then we got PC games if we ever wanted to look over there and play something. We just have them there. Like
correct. And then PC doesn't pay anything. But what this has done, I guess because of what it looks like, because you're paying $1 more and you're losing the ability to play online, right?
Yeah, so it looks like you're paying damn near $20.
Well, it looks like you're paying, when you look at this and you go $9.99, $10.99, $9.99 again, and then $17, you know what I'm saying, dollars or whatever.
Yeah.
Core and console, core seems like it should be the lowest thing, right? Yeah. And like you should get less for that. And in a way, you do because you're not getting hundreds of games. But people are looking at it and they're going, hold on. This doesn't seem right. And it has re-sparked the conversation. Twitter is afire. Why are we still being charged to play online when we play on console? PC doesn't get charged to play online. Why are we still being charged to play online? Is it time? That's my question to y'all. Is it should this have been the time for them to just say, you know what?
We're just gonna make it. You can play. we'll eat that cost, like so you guys can have everything else. Don't worry about paying us for the online aspect of it. I feel like with them
I mean, look,
raising,
because I do feel like there's an argument to be made, right? That like if you took that out of the equation across the board, you no longer have to pay to play online, right? Then Game Pass Ultimate does lose some of its luster because it's like, well, I'm still paying, but you're also getting games on PC. And I feel like a lot of people don't want that anyway. Right? They don't want to play games on PC. Like I have it, but I don't really play games on PC. So even though I have it, the reason why I really have it is because I was paying for gold anyway, and I was paying for Game Pass. Might as well do them both and save myself some money. But is it time?
It's probably about that time, yeah, to just scrap that wholeheartedly. Now you brought PC players into the play; they don't have to play, pay to play online. So now that you brought the marriage of Xbox and PC, and you have Ultimate, and we're all kind of living together in this space. Yeah, how come they don't have to? They don't got to worry about this, but we do. Like it might be time to scratch this and just leave it up to Game Pass to get our perks and make your money there and add in the new games and stuff. But nah, we shouldn't be charged to play online anymore. Xbox has come a long way.
What do I still
maybe
have? Okay.
Nah, I'm sorry. Like I know they want to use money. Like I mean, Microsoft. They don't need the extra kind of use for like infrastructure. Their infrastructure and stuff is solid. I know PlayStation did that because they needed the help to take that money and to put it into the networking and everything on there. Even if they made Game Pass Ultimate $20, but then said and then take out the Xbox Live being needed, I think that could have probably been the play they could have done. They already did the price hike, so I don't imagine they're going to do it again. But of course, they can if they decided that they wanted to do it. But that could have probably been the jump they could have done, is maybe make it even slightly a little bit higher, but then say, hey, you don't have to worry about it. But just like Sin said, it's like PC. Like if I had, don't get me wrong, I have a gaming laptop, but if I had a decent enough PC that could run everything all the time the way that I don't have to worry about as much as the box does, I would probably just get Game Pass PC and just run it that way. But
I mean, again, if you could do it on a PC, you would only do PC, and yeah, it would be $10, and that would be it. If you're doing Ultimate, you're getting both versions of Game Pass, but you're still paying for Xbox Live. So if they got rid of that, if they said you don't have to pay for that anymore, what price do they put Ultimate at? If they were gonna have a combination, will you still get? You know what I mean? Because if they take that away, and that's part of what the pricing tier, like they're charging people $10 a month technically to be able to play online. If they get rid of that, you can't you can't charge me $15 a month. You can't.
No.
Right? What do you do price wise?
May have to skew everything down a couple dollars.
I mean,
if we're removing it all together.
Well, you know what they'll do is like now. Well, now.
Nah, Greg's saying, wait, you don't have online play with Ultimate. No, you do have online play with Ultimate. So Ultimate basically, Game Pass Ultimate gives you Game Pass PC, Game Pass console, and what would be considered Game Pass Core. It basically is the combination of all three of those things in one for $17 a month. It was $15. It went up $2 earlier this month.
Now,
so
the only thing I would say, like, which maybe they're holding on to now, I may be jumping a little bit ahead of the curve with this, but let's say obviously Activision, Blizzard stuff, of course, goes through without a hitch, and we add all those titles in. Maybe once we add all of those titles into Game Pass, then maybe we say, hey, we're going to drop this part about having to pay for the online aspect.
Hey, dog, that's happening in like a month, though.
I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there that could say justify the extra few dollars that they've already added on top of the price in the last month or whenever they did it for it. But
I'm just at a place now where, like, here's the thing. I'm over it. Like, I'm not tripping, but I haven't thought. It's been so long since I've thought about it because I've had Game Pass Ultimate for so long.
Yeah.
That I don't even think about it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't thought about gold and the fact that I have not thought about the fact that I'm paying to play online on console in like 3 years.
Yeah.
It hasn't even crossed my mind, bruh. I haven't thought about it at all. So like when they did this, people went, "Oh yeah," I'm like oh.
Everybody got that reminder at the same time,
bruh. Because, and like again, like I think if you already are only doing game like Xbox Live Gold, if that's all you were doing, your only thing you're really losing is you were getting 2 crappy games a month. And they were crappy games for the most part, dog, at this point. Like, them games haven't been good in like a year and a half, 2 years, probably.
Yeah.
So, you know, whatever. Like, I download them, but I don't, they just there. I just download them because they free. And I don't want to miss them. I'm like, I'm paying for them technically, so I might as well get them. But, you know, I haven't thought about it. Now that they've done it this way, and when you look at the plans next to each other, right? And again, you see on PC, you're getting all of this stuff. You're getting hundreds of games. Plus, you're getting, you know, again, you don't pay to play online. So it costs you the same thing. And on, I feel like there is a need for them to come out and at least justify why it is important to continue to charge people to play online via console. Like the truth of the matter is, in the 360 era, when Microsoft was dominant and Xbox Live really took off, right? And people were paying for it because it was worth it, because whatever. The honest to goodness biggest reason for people to be on a PlayStation 3 was because the online was free.
Yes.
That was it. That was it. Because for a long time, we're talking, it was years before there was an Uncharted, and before like those games didn't really start to hit until closer to the end of that era, and that was when PlayStation started to catch up. If PlayStation hadn't had that setback where they lost all those people's data and didn't tell people, and then got knocked offline for like a month,
whatever it was.
That was bad.
And people couldn't play online at all. It was at that moment people were like, "This is why you pay to play online. This is why Microsoft is charging you. This is what it's for," right? So, if you remember, like I was very, very adamant about like, yo, when the PlayStation 4 got announced, and they was like, "Yeah, you got to pay to play online now." And all them fanboys, it was like, you don't have to pay for PS3. They ain't say nothing. And I was like, oh, y'all getting ready to pay to play online, and you need it, right?
Need that extra money to put in the security.
Yeah. People are paying to play online on PlayStation now, and they're not even talking about it anymore. But they're paying that because now it all runs through Amazon, and Sony got to pay Amazon.
They got to pay Amazon.
Yep. Come up off it, sir.
So like, I know right now people are like mad at Microsoft, and we know Microsoft got a lot of money, and they could technically afford it. But I feel like there is something that needs to be said in terms of the infrastructure and how you need to protect that infrastructure, how and why that is different from PCs.
Yeah,
whatever.
A simple explanation about that would be perfectly fine. Like, all the money that goes to that goes into security for your data and all that type of stuff. Like, just so we can keep that from not happening. You know what I mean? We know hackers are gonna hack. Like,
this is the thing. When I really think about it, right? If you try to make people pay to play online on PC, they're just gonna find a way to play online without paying you anyway. They're gonna find a way to do it. So it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. And let them jump through those hoops and do whatever they might, get themselves hacked or whatever. They're gonna find a way, right? So it's really not worth it. And everybody's PC can be so different in terms of the way they build it and what they have on it.
That's
That
very
like
true. That's very true.
it's just you almost can't really build for that. But then also, if you want to be able to play in that space between Steam and anybody else who's got an online store or whatever, like they're not charging you to play online.
Mm-hmm.
There does need to be, and the games are cheaper on PC too. So it's like somebody's paying that though. Like those servers are running.
Right.
So like there does need to be, look, I don't know if y'all saw this. I wasn't gonna bring this up at all. Did y'all see that like Friday? It might have been Saturday after the FTC deal got blocked again when they denied the appeal. They turned on all of the old Call of Duty servers.
I did not see that.
I saw that show. And at first I thought, when at first they said that, I was like, nah, maybe that's just some person that isn't, but then no, it's all of them. And they started counting like people, like the Black Ops server. There was like 1 million people. There was like 1 million people on the 360 Black Ops server,
bro.
If that's not a flex,
listen, I'm finna go grab the disc and pop in the console. Cause I don't think it's gonna do it right now, but once they add all them jumps in, hey, I'll get on that.
I'm telling you, like, there's a whole. So, but I'm just saying, like, them servers are there. They just turned off.
Someone turned that jump. Hey, power them jumps back up right quick. Let's do this.
But I understand that it costs money to run those joints and to
Right.
allow people to have that infrastructure, and I understand that. Microsoft needs to find a way to explain that to people, right? Because like Sony's not going to. And I'm gonna tell you what's more important is Sony people ain't gonna ask.
no,
They don't care. They don't care. Because again, Sony, even though they are the biggest in the console market and they own it and they run it, they are still the little guy. They're the scrappy little underdog because they're not $1 trillion company like Microsoft is. That's where people are. That's where the rhetoric comes from when people are so mad about Microsoft buying, whatever. I do feel like they need to make an explanation, though. Like, you got to tell people, like, look, here's why it cost you this. But I will say this. I think they should have dropped the price. I think they should have made the Game Pass core should have been like $7.99. Like a $2. Just listen. You charging us an extra $1 to have Game Pass. You're charging us an extra $2 to have Ultimate. They should have dropped the pass a core. Now would have been the perfect time to say, here's what we're going to do. Live is going away. If you already were doing gold, you are now going to only pay $7.99 a month, right? Just for gold and for these 25 games or whatever, to make it feel like the extra 100 games that you're getting is worth it. And that also makes it like, because, and look, you could have, honestly, they could have bumped Ultimate up like another $1, right? Because if you drop it down to like $8 a month for core, you're only saving $1 by going Ultimate, but you're still saving $1. You know what I'm saying? Give or take, right? I mean, it's $11, and then it's 18. It's still more. If they went down to like $7 a month, you'd be saving $1. They could have done it that way, and I feel like people would be a lot less upset. They would say, you know what? It's been years, blah, blah, blah. This is how we're doing it. $8 a month, and you're doing. The other thing I feel like they could have and should have done is they should have done what PlayStation is doing, and they should have introduced annual fees.
Yeah, like
they should be allowing, instead of diming people every month.
Just throw the right, like we're the ones right here. Like if you guys just say, listen, here's the year zone or here's a 2-year zone.
Done. Perfect. I don't want to think about it no more. Just take it. Here, let's go.
You're gonna get it.
That is, to me, that is the biggest of. I don't care. Like comparatively speaking, I don't care about the games. I don't care what you're actually getting in PlayStation Plus versus what you get in Game Pass. What I care about is the fact that PlayStation Plus gives me the option to just pay for the year.
and just
and I get a discount for doing it. That is cheaper for me to pay for the whole year and be done with it than it is for me to pay monthly, right? And it's like, and then once I do that, you have me for a year, so you don't have to worry about whether or not I paid it this month and I'm not paying it next month or whatever. Just
let me get in to play this one game and then get back out. I'm good.
Listen, because that's why I wait during the holidays, because they always have them Jones go on sale. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stock up during the holiday and I'm gonna stack these Jones.
Well, here's the other thing. I also think it makes a better gift. Like,
here's this for a month for you.
I was upset when they took away like the 3-month cards and stuff for Game Pass away. Like, because I was trying to get that for my brother for a gift. Like, and then
for some reason I feel like they bought them back, because I swear I see the ultimate 3-month Jones. I swear to you. Hold on.
Maybe it was gold. They got, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I do think Microsoft needs to be there. And here's the other thing. This is the next piece of this. So on top of this, they quietly have decided to cancel the Xbox Live the Game Pass family plans that they were running in other countries. They're gone. They're not doing them anymore. So either they weren't working or whatever, but they never rolled it out here.
Right.
And so this being what it is, like, again, they still could announce something going into the holiday, but I feel like they're not going to, because they canceled the ones that are running in other countries. So unless they're doing something just like, you know what, the pricing structure or whatever didn't work, we have to do it differently. Because again, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. When I was paying for 4 memberships for Xbox Live Gold, I could not understand how they were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It did not make any sense to me. It was $60 a year for me to have Xbox Live Gold, and it was $100 a year for me to have Xbox Live Gold with 3 other people with all the same benefits.
Yeah.
How? And I had it for years, bro. For years I had that joint. So, like, clearly, and look, maybe they were just like, you know what, we're gonna take this hit because, I don't know, Sony's starting to catch up or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what made them make that business decision. I knew I was in though.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was all in. But so I mean, I think they definitely have some mistakes that they have made and have been making as far as that's concerned. What up, Jeff? I'm gonna say PlayStation Plus is a fantastic deal, especially when we get that random great game tossed in for free. I mean, again, look, here's the thing. PlayStation Plus, these new tiers of PlayStation have been technically terrible. They have not really done anything to justify the differences between the tiers technically. But again, the idea of being able to go in and just pay for it once and pay for it for the year, and technically every month, they just give you a game, right? Well, now, even though there's Game Pass, you don't get that free game that's yours to quote unquote keep anymore, which almost doesn't really matter anymore, because with PlayStation Plus, you have to have a membership in order to play those quote unquote free games anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If you have Game Pass and you have hundreds of games, you have to be a member to play those games.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more. Plus, it's all the day ones. That's really what the big differentiator is. Now,
the day ones, yeah.
What that's gonna mean when Call of Duty comes,
dog. And listen, if they come
out
about
Call of Duty, I'm not playing that joint. Well, I mean, no, I'm not. Let me stop. I'm lying. I'm lying.
Let me put it this way.
It's a Game Pass, bro. Hold on.
Let me put it this way.
Let's keep it a buck. We might be running some zombies.
Hold on. They'll put it in Game Pass and it's cloud accessible. Because the thing is, that 100 and some odd gigs, they make you all that joke at one time.
Yeah, no sir, jokes not happening, bro.
Not happening. But here's the thing, jokes. People always try to get me to do zombies, and I'm down. Like, I would run zombies. I don't care about the I've been telling for years I don't care about the multiplayer in Call of Duty. But I would if it's on Game Pass, I would listen, dog. If they drop the Call of Duties in Game Pass, I'll download all of them joints and play the campaigns.
Oh yeah, For sure.
It's gonna
That's
happen.
what I'm saying. I run the campaign.
Yeah.
They're not even that long. They're like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, in and
Let
out.
I run the campaign.
Let them get this jump through before Gamescom, and they're gonna hit Gamescom, and that's where
I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen before game. So
No,
you
the
know
deal
they
will
basically
happen.
today they basically are postponing it because it was supposed to go through by today. Technically by tonight, by midnight tonight, they could close the deal. What it looks like they're gonna do is they're going to Activision and Microsoft have agreed to do a stay and postpone the agreement until they can work things out with the CMA. Now, that could take another month. I do believe that right now they're saying that the new deadline would be like August 29th. But what the CMA is saying, yes, we'll put things on pause. We're going to allow you to kind of resubmit what your offer is or whatever, but we need the time to really look at it. And you know what I mean? So they're going to try to wait is what it looks like. And so it ain't going to happen right away. But I'd be willing to bet you that by mid-September, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Let them say the new Call of Duty is going into Game Pass. Those numbers.
It is.
There's no doubt in my mind that it is. On that note, let's talk about it. Sony signed that Call of Duty deal, bro.
Bro, they had no choice.
Hey, listen. You know what?
They have a choice.
You know what? I think I got to go make a meme because this is literally the Thanos joke. Where's your defeat left you? Oh, it's brought you back to me. It just put yes. PlayStation. Because at this point, like, listen, and I gotta, and I know you'll go into details on this, but I know the deal slightly changed from my understanding from when it was originally offered to them the first time versus now what it is that they actually signed. And if they would have done it when Microsoft first offered it, they would have come out a lot better. But because they decided,
it makes me smile, and I feel.
I know, yeah. I want to know what the change is so bad right now because I didn't know.
So basically, what it was that essentially when they first offered the deal to them, the deal was for Call of Duty as well as
like
other Activision titles, right? That included like Overwatch and other stuff like that. Yeah. Stay on PlayStation. If you remember, we talked about this when it happened. If you remember, Jim Ryan got mad and was like, it's not a real deal. It's garbage because he was like, yeah, Overwatch was on there, but like Overwatch 2 wasn't on there. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. It was stuff like that. And he was like, they're not really thinking about how it's going to affect PlayStation gamers, you know, or whatever, right? It was all about them. And it's not.
Oh, really?
So, but here's the thing. What came out, though, is that they were mad about the Bethesda games that were not coming up, and they tried to use that joint and force Microsoft to let them get the Bethesda titles back on PlayStation.
Oh, bro, this ain't got nothing to do with Bethesda, bro. Nah, we moved on.
It was like, nah, dog.
Yeah, we moved on, bro. Nah.
So
wait for it.
They didn't sign the deal. Okay. They didn't sign the deal. And because they didn't sign the deal that they have now is only
for Call of Duty.
Overwatch, all the other Activision Blizzard. So we're talking Diablo.
None of it.
We're talking Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk didn't really start on the PlayStation.
We talking Crash Bandicoot.
I'm gonna say Crash Bandicoot.
Spyro.
Hey, we got the coot. We got the Bandicoot, dog.
You got the coot. You got the coot. Clip that. You got the coot, bro. I don't know. Yeah. So like, they ended up getting
Call of Duty. You got Call of Duty.
Yeah, you got Call of Duty. Yeah.
It technically is for less than they asked for, originally, because they wouldn't take the deal. And for real, if I'm Microsoft and you made me jump through those hoops, and I'm talking about like, what? You're a bold-faced liar.
Listen.
Oh, you's a liar, bro.
If I was the person that had to go deliver that paperwork, when I tell you, I'd have just walked in there, wham, like a spade. Like I'm playing spades out here. Here's the deal. Take it.
The level of petty I would have been astronomical, bro.
I'd have gone in, sat in front of whoever's desk, put my feet up on the desk, There's your new deal. This only says Call of Duty now. That's what you said you wanted. That's what you're gonna get.
So here's the thing. This is the other thing that came out. If you remember, it came out that Jim Ryan said, I don't want no new deal. I don't want no deal. I just want to block your merger. I don't care about none of that. I just want to block the merger. Right? Now, what people didn't realize was that he said that to Bobby Kotick. And what happened was Bobby Kotick went to Jim Ryan to try to renegotiate the Call of Duty deal with PlayStation just in case the Microsoft deal didn't go through. So he went to him and was like, hey, here's what I'm talking. This is, you know what I'm saying, what I'm willing to offer, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, nah, dog, I don't want that. I just want to block the deal.
I don't want to be the rejection of Microsoft. I don't want the spoils from that.
So he turned it down. And that was what we didn't know, was that Bobby Kotick had gone to him because he was trying to cut a new deal with him just in case the deal didn't go through. And I understand that. Like I can feel Jim Ryan being like, yo, if this joint don't go through, we coming to the table like y'all better do A, B, and C.
And listen, but now, PlayStation, y'all should have kept up with Resistance. Maybe Resistance would have been your answer to Call of Duty.
But I'm telling you again, but here's the thing.
Kills
this is what you gotta understand though. PlayStation is no longer. I shouldn't say no longer. PlayStation over the last year has made it very clear that what they want is to get into the games as a service space. That's what they want. That's why they bought Bungie. They didn't buy Bungie because they technically wanted to control Destiny, because Bungie won't let them control Destiny. Smart. Bungie's deal with Sony, they're allowed to stay multi-platform and do what they want. What they want is Bungie's expertise as a company that does games as a service, that does live games. So that's what the point is. Dr. Who said that sounds gross. That's that coop, bro.
Yeah, that coop.
no one should have it. I at this point, yes, they should have signed a deal earlier. Yes, PlayStation stepped into themselves. No, PlayStation fanboys are not going to be willing to accept that it's PlayStation's fault. It's still going to be Microsoft's fault.
It is.
Microsoft shouldn't be trying to buy them. They didn't raise their own studio from the ground up, blah, 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 yakety schmackety. I hear it. It don't really matter. At the end of the day, the company that you want to win was in a position to have everything you wanted, and they chose not to play ball. And and again, like, I'm not telling you that's business. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really mad at it. It is what it is.
And the way it unfolds afterwards, you just got to deal with it.
And this
is how it came down.
Like, when you go to news outlets, media outlets, go to court and say, if Microsoft does this deal, it's going to be bad for consumers. They're going to take Call of Duty from us. They're not going to let us have it. If they do give it to us, it's going to be a terrible version of it or whatever. And literally in the meantime, I'm talking about the day they announced the merger. What's up, Kidlet?
Hey.
You sent an email to your own team saying, I ain't worried about that. They can have that joint. Literally, the email said Microsoft would have been better off announcing they were making an electric car.
Hey, don't
than announcing that they were getting Activision.
Tempt them, because they may try to do that too.
They might. They're like, we don't care at all. Literally, and say in your email, I have spent hours speaking to Bobby and speaking to Phil. I'm positive we're gonna keep PlayStation. We're gonna keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. They're not gonna take it, right? And we're gonna be just fine. We got a bunch of stuff in the pipeline. It's not even gonna hurt us if they take it. But then you go in front of the CMA and you say, no, if they take it, it's gonna hurt us. It's bad for consumers. It's gonna be blah blah. Hold on, Slim.
Yeah, come on now.
Hold on, Slim.
Let's go back to the notes here.
Slim Jim.
Let's run back to tape. We got the receipts.
Read me that evidence number 62, paragraph A or whatever. What was that you said? We don't need.
It's pretty bad.
Hey, say the highlighted part right here. Say that again.
You
right.
Court of law. It's all being recorded and documented.
And you know
here's the thing. I think at this point, right, Sony was the only holdout as far as signing a deal. Right? So that definitely is. Now the CMA really doesn't have a leg to stand on. The FTC was like, nope, this is stupid. You're not going to win this. We're not doing it. They appealed it, and they was like, nope, that's stupid. We're not doing that. You're not wasting our taxpayers' money.
The CMA was who had the Sony insider person that was like a part of the law firm, if I remember right.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. That was at the FCC.
That's okay. I didn't remember which one.
Yeah,
that was at the FTC. But so now that, all right, let me just hold on. Let me be fair. Let me spill some beans. So the Judge Corley, who was the judge for the hearing for the injunction, who knows nothing about video games, let me make something abundantly clear.
Good choice.
Sir. She was the one that was bodying him?
Yes.
Okay.
Guess what?
What?
Her son works for Microsoft.
Yikes!
Well,
but here's the thing. She said that in the very beginning, before the trial started.
Okay.
If Sony or their lawyers or whatever had an issue with it, they could have said something in front. They could have said that there was a conflict of interest, or whatever. They didn't because they thought they was going to win it. Because here's the other thing. So the case was supposed to happen here in D.C.
Ooh.
It was supposed to happen here in D.C. where the FTC, it was supposed to happen here. Sony specifically requested that it happen in her jurisdiction in San Francisco because they believed they had a better chance of winning going to San Francisco. So they chose that judge.
Ooh,
they chose that district and they chose that judge.
I know they was making bad decisions left and right throughout all this. Gosh.
Taking L's.
Bad decisions.
Bro, it's on them.
First strike.
Yeah,
it's on them. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. So look, now that the deal is signed, it's just a matter of working out whatever concessions they have to do for the CMA. This deal is happening. Like it is what it is. Now it's just a matter of how long we have to wait before we see games start to hit Game Pass. And if you go back and you look, once a deal was signed with Bethesda, we got like 2 days later.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that turnaround. That was turnaround. It was quick for them.
It was super quick. Sam says, "Got to head out. Soon tonight. Have a lot to do early. See y'all next week. Good night. Take care.
Sam. Of course, Killer.
Appreciate you, Sam. Have a wonderful evening."
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. And again, it was only like a 2-day turnaround. They signed a deal, and then
wait till that pen to paper comes. They ready to hit that on switch for these games to show up at Game Pass. It's as simple as them going into the system and just saying, any title with Call or Activision Blizzard attached to it, Game Pass.
Bro, if Black Ops 2, his Game Pass, bro, it's gonna be over.
Give me Black Ops 2.
If you
Modern Warfare 2.
If you tell me that the only way you can play Black Ops 2 online, legit, is PC Game Pass or Xbox Game Pass on console,
bruh.
You just create you're gonna get.
They're gonna see their numbers, bruh. Yeah, their numbers gonna skyrocket.
PlayStation folks that loved it are gonna shift over.
You got no choice.
What? Yeah.
Listen,
what?
I can't wait for that
Series S's tomorrow.
Hey, facts. Listen, the pre-orders for the 1 terabyte joint gonna be hard to get now because of stupid Call of Duty.
Hey, it's gonna be the pandemic all over again
for Call of Duty.
Just for that.
Listen, I can't wait when they announce the new ones gonna go on the Game Pass and PlayStation fanboys just start saying, "I gotta pay $70 to play Call of Duty, and y'all Game Pass folks don't have to pay anything additional."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, jokes. Oh, we watch too much wrestling together, bro.
Y'all terrible, dog.
Oh, you
Y'all
love it, B.
terrible.
You love it.
Oh man.
Oh,
Hey,
say
Kay
the
said,
name.
don't doubt the
Game
stubbornness
Pass
of the PS
Ultimate.
Right.
Let me listen. Let me tell you something.
Hey, let me talk to you right quick.
You are 1,000% right. Them PS fanboys are definitely going to continue to be a problem.
He didn't even
What you
realize
have
it,
to
jokes.
understand is that most of the people who are hardcore Call of Duty players on PlayStation aren't PlayStation fanboys. They Call of Duty fanboys. And that is what I think is being banked on more than anything else. It's going to be, Call of Duty. Oh, we can run Black Ops. We gotta get an Xbox. We can run Black Ops. Let's go. It's not going to be about PlayStation.
All the servers just lit up. Let's go.
What?
It's going to be a whole thing. It'll be a whole thing, bro. I mean, the flood will be so. There are people who are diehard. There are people who prefer PlayStation, but they're not diehard. I wouldn't call them fanboys. They're just like, oh, I got a P5. You know what I mean? That's where my friends play, so I'm playing. But if they friends want to play Black Ops, and they like, yo, I'm about to drop this 250 and get this.
And you know what? You don't have to.
Black Ops.
You got a decent PC, and you can, especially if they add them joints to the cloud that you can access.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you remember when Black Ops 2 went into backwards compatibility, dog, that joint skyrocketed, dog. It was crazy. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, that joint's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. All Microsoft really has to do, if they're smart, once they do that, they turn the servers back on for Black Ops 2. They leverage it. They start running tournaments.
I was about to say that.
PlayStation has Evo. Let them have it. Let them have Evo. Let them have fighting game.
Call of Duty.
The Call of Duty Open. Just something and just.
They already have it. They already have it. It's just now redoing it, and they can do it with. And listen, they can have teams for all the most popular zones. So your Black Ops zones, your Modern Warfare, throw Ghost in the trash.
I mean, they combine that. Listen, Microsoft is about to own BlizzCon.
Yep.
Forget E3. We got BlizzCon.
BlizzCon, bruh. Come on, dog. We ain't even start, dog. We ain't even.
What are we gonna get in the?
Hey, listen, Candy Crush, the Candy Crush Championships.
What?
Hey, listen. Hey, Sin. Hold up. Once, if they decide to add Diablo, even if they don't add Diablo to Game Pass, think of some of the armor set that we could potentially get in Diablo based off of some Microsoft titles.
Oh, you're gonna get a Halo one for sure. You're getting a Halo armor for your horse
anyway.
Or Gears.
I can see a Gears joint. I mean, again, the deal is signed. We knew it was going to happen. It took way longer than it should have. Kudos to PlayStation for making it go like an extra year unnecessarily and wasting a bunch of time and our tax dollars, but sure. Now that that's done, we'll just have to see how it pans out. I don't know that it'll happen before Gamescom. That would be dope. But it might make it for either Tokyo Game Show or Paris Games Week.
Yeah.
Still good shows. Still solid big shows. So
and both coming up. So
look, what I imagine is that whatever's the biggest thing they want, that'll be something slight. It'll be like, here's all these old Activision games that are coming again. It might be like the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remake or something like that kind of stuff. But I think whatever the big joints are, they're gonna say for opening night. Well, they'll save it for the Game Awards. It'll be December.
Yep. That's a good
year. And in the new year, hey, listen, we got Christmas gifts coming for y'all from Christmas all the way through the new year. You guys just stay tuned for it.
It'll be a problem.
25 days of Game Pass. Let's go.
That's it. All right, we got to get out of here. It's been a long show. We got dinosaurs to kill. Something.
Facts.
So that being the case, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Sam, what's popping on Thursday?
Thursday, Thriller Park. We have a new show we're starting, which is Joke's pick for this run, which is Shiki. 20 episodes. Seems like a nice little horror thriller suspense. So we're going to dive into that starting Thursday. I haven't made a decision on how many episodes we're going to do each week, but I'll figure that out tomorrow, and you'll see that post on Thursday when it goes live for everybody.
Excellent. Jokes, what's happening in the wrestling world?
Right now, the next biggest thing we're looking at is SummerSlam, but me and Sin are actually talking about getting some folks together to do a watch party for the Cody Rhodes special that's going to drop on Peacock next week. So stay tuned. We just gotta figure out times for everybody, so we can all get in and try to watch that together.
Yeah, and also, what's it? All In is around the corner too. SummerSlam, and All In. Yeah.
Oh, that was like
you way we can see. Nah, not this time. All right, so since like maybe I'll go live.
I was about to say you already got your show set up.
It's already set to stream. If people want to watch, I can give it a good hour to stream and just showcase what we're doing. I don't have a problem with that.
Jeff, what time on that one? I'm assuming you're talking about Thriller Park. Give the time again for that.
Thriller Park is at 9:30 on Thursdays in the Discord.
And the wrestling joint would be, just in case that's what it is.
Stay tuned because we gotta figure out an actual day. It airs. It's going to be on Peacock on Monday,
which is the same day as Raw. So we gotta.
Yeah, so it's thrown a little bit of a wrench into it. So we're gonna figure that out so we can get in and watch that together.
Yeah,
it might have to be after Raw or whatever. All right. So on that note, still trying to tighten up a date for the watch along for Holes for Loading Slash Movie Club. Mm-hmm. It's been a little tricky. There's been a lot going on with a lot of people, and so we've had a hard time doing that. We also still have to figure out exactly when we're going to do the discussion. As soon as we know, we'll ASOC you. As soon as we know, you'll know. We'll make that knowledge available to the rest of you out there. I think that's it. Is that it, Sin? Oh yeah. I am hosting the graffiti battle at TCon this weekend, which is at the Washington Convention Center. I don't have times yet. Still working on that. When I know, you'll know. Next weekend is Otakon.
Yep.
So Sin and Jokes will be there. I might be there for a day. It just depends. We'll see how that works out. But they will both be there. So if you're at Otakon or if you're planning to go to Otakon, if you see any of us,
pull up, please.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Say hey, take a picture, post it, tag us in it. We love it. It makes us feel good.
That's a fact.
Do it. And then there's still a bunch of conventions that are coming after that I'm not going to try to remember going to at this moment because they just keep coming. But shout out to Kay for getting sent in to go see some wrestling over the weekend. Kay got some really dope pictures. So if you've been, on our IG or whatever, you've seen some of those pictures, go live. Kay got in to shoot photography for the WWE while they were here. And got, again, some really, really dope pictures. Sam got to go and hang out.
Great time,
while they went and did that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they got to do that and had a great time. Again, some things are happening, some things are moving. Y'all stay tuned, keep paying attention. We appreciate y'all. We really do. Jokes, I'm gonna let you take us out tonight. Tell the people what I need them to hear.
Remember, y'all, just because you have a well thought out plan doesn't make it a good idea.
With that, we are out. Toodles and loops.